Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Mark D here, and it is day 51. Whew, man, oh man, it is a beautiful warm day here in Vancouver. Not complaining. Good to burn off some calories, get some vitamin D in the system, just rejuvenate that skin, feeling good, get some fresh air. Oh man, you've heard me say just remember before, and I want to talk a little bit about that because I had a tremendously moving experience last night. And I believe we're all born with universal knowledge. We're all born with infinite wisdom. And for the moment we come out of the womb, this earthly existence slowly affects us so that we start forgetting. We start forgetting that wisdom, that infinite universal knowledge. And the older we get, the more effect we let our outer experiences have on us, the more likely we are to lose some of that knowledge. As we get older and older, we see this from adults as we go. Children are full of wonder and curiosity, like they already know everything, but they want to know everything. And they're not out of ego chasing that knowledge. They're just curious. And that wonderment's amazing. And what just remember is, just remember. It's a phrase, it's a saying, it's a mantra of sorts. But it's more of like I've got two words mixing in my head and I can't think of what the actual word I'm looking for is. Incantation. It's like a summon kind of. It's a bit of a prayer, depending what your take is on these things. And what it is, it's meant to clear your mind of all the things that are garbling through. And I created this when I was in a time in my life getting over some very dark and deep things, deeply affecting me, very dark things. And my brain would go to all kinds of places. And it's funny how the stories we tell ourselves inside our head really affect us. And so while I was telling myself stories in my head, anxiety rising, and other wonderful aspects of me being completely shunned and shadowed because of those stories I was telling myself, I created this thing called Just Remember. And essentially, if you can just figure out that you're going through that experience and you stop and take a breath and you just put your hands out and you say, just remember. And what this is accepting. Yeah, both hands out, accepting the gift of the message. And that remembering act brings us back to a grounding of base, the base of where the universal knowledge starts. And the universe will provide the answer, and you don't always have a question. But whatever comes to your heart and mind in that moment, that is the answer. And it may not even be about the thing that was distracting or cluttering your mind right before you said, just remember. And I believe as humans, we're here to remember, but we're also here to help others remember. And the thing about helping others remember is it can't be forced. And I don't mean like when I coach someone, I'm helping them bring out what they already have and the skills they already have. I'm talking about a deep, molecular, spiritual memory, message, connection, and being in tune with that message. So when we're helping others to just remember, it can come in any form. Any form. Sometimes it's just about a loving share. Sometimes it's about an off-the-cuff phrase. Sometimes it's not always with pure intention even, because something can trigger you that can help you just remember. But the act of just remembering is a pure act. It's not reactionary. It's connected. And last week I put up a little post on my wall. I've done it a few other times in other variations. It said something to the effect of, okay, from what you know about me, what career should I choose? Go. I love these because of my ego loves them, to be honest. I think it's funny. A lot of my friends are hilarious. I got some very funny ones. There were some very touching ones. and some of them fill my ego up, some of them validate my current path, and all those things are kind of unique in that way. There was two of them that really reached out to me. I'm just going across the Bisney Road here. There was two of them that really reached out to me and touched my heart. And they're both from friends from high school, actually. One of those friends I continue to be friends with since high school, actually. Her along with one other bloke I used to hang around and party with right until the end of many years after college. I always called them my oldest friends because I'd known them since I was like a child, essentially, as far back as it can be for me, because I moved to Canada when I was a little bit older. She said something to the effect of being a teacher who affects young lives, inspires lost souls. And it's interesting that she said that, because lately I've been thinking a lot about my drama teacher and my football coach, one in particular. I had a lot of very influential and impactful teachers. I was very fortunate. But I had a drama teacher once who told me he overheard in the teacher's lunchroom another teacher speaking of me. And I think I was offended at the time, but I also kind of understood and got it. And he said that teacher had said, yeah, Mark thinks he's such great stuff, but he doesn't actually understand how great stuff he is. And probably my ego was inflated by that. Even thinking back on it, I feel kind of warm and fuzzy about it. But I feel warm and fuzzy about it in a different aspect now. Because I think what it meant was I didn't actually get what my talents were. I kind of was like, yeah, I'm in the zone. I was in the zone. And so it was very interesting that old friend of mine pinpointed that. There was a lot of very similar comments in there. And the other person who commented said something about me touching the lives of young people who were very lost, and maybe potentially no one else could see in them what their potential was. And those are the kind of people I had in my life as well. Maybe I didn't recognize it at the time, but looking back, I've definitely had some guardians who watched over me in that sense. Spiritual guardians, not parental. I was touched by that comment, and I reached out by DM. We had a little bit of a chat, and I think she was just being pretty forthright and honest. And she pinpointed for me her memory of me in high school. Perhaps I haven't chosen the right pathway to walk here, because there's quite a few SkyTrains going by. I'm going to go across the road here, get on a quieter street. Sorry about that. And she was just very honest about the memory she had of me. And looking back, I don't remember myself in the light of what she shared. I'm not going to get into that. The difference for me was that it wasn't an ego reaction. This woman who I haven't seen since we were in high school, we've chatted on Facebook, we followed each other digitally, shared a simple truth with me that she understood. Probably wasn't a big deal for her, but it touched me so deeply that it opened my heart, and it reminded me of why I'm on the path I'm on. And it helped open my heart to the idea that there was a piece of myself that I've lost. And that's what I've been searching for in this journey. And immediately I was able to feel love more extremely, more openly. I felt a armor coming off of myself, and the share was so intense for me. I didn't know how to say thank you. I just thanked her for the gift of the honesty she gave me. I felt like I wanted to continue the conversation. But that's the kind of connection I'm talking about that can very truly affect people. just being candidly honest and in touch. She also had great perspective about review, because I was in awe. I was like, I don't remember that guy. I don't think that's what was happening in high school. I tend to be able to look back and kind of see the regrets I have, or who I wish I was better, or how I could have been better. She said, well, the funny thing about high school is it was a lot more fun looking back on it when you understand it better than perhaps when you're in the heat of it or the midst of it. To that person, thank you. Thank you to all of you that contributed on that thread. It was hilarious and touching, and really great to see some of your written voices again. Heart opened up. Some of the negative thoughts and feelings I'd been having for a couple of days instantly diminished, evaporated, and all of a sudden I could remember again. It was great. I was able to feel connected with my partner again later that evening. I was a whole different person at work today. I feel differently motivated. And I remembered a piece of myself that I really feel like I had lost in some way. And I found it again. It's unbelievable. Another funny career that was put in that thread. Nope. Physical body, I'm not going to let you shut my voice down right now just because I'm having emotions. I'm going to continue my voice. It's fine. I'm going to talk more about that from the current book I'm reading, The Big Leap. It's gone away, okay. It's automatically open again. The funny injection of career path that was given by my buddy Fernando. He's a hilarious guy and we joke around lots. He said that he sees me as the second shaman during an ayahuasca journey who comes in and relieves the initial shaman. And I said, so I'm the relief shaman who's like a pinch, like a closer, like in pitching. The closing shaman. He said, yeah. So okay, I find that interesting. He said, yeah, the closing shaman's the one you tell stories about. I think that's funny. I don't actually know anything much about the ayahuasca journey. I, of course, myself have not done that. Although I've definitely had some great psychedelic experiences who've helped me get closer to God and get closer to myself. Not the only way to get closer to God or to yourself through psychedelics, but it is one method. But not familiar with ayahuasca. But I thought it was hilarious that I'm the backup or the replacement shaman who does the closing. Anyway, stay connected to yourselves, stay connected to your hearts. Be aware. If you feel like you need to protect yourself with love. Don't protect yourself with armor. Love sounds different too. I don't mean you have to be soft and gentle necessarily. Be who you need to be in your place of love. This is Mark D saying I love you. Have a great day.